Hey there, Dr. Wilfan, how you doing?
Hi,
Hey.
this is David. He's having some problems with
David.
anxiety and has been spending a lot of time by himself. He's interested in getting a better job, and his boss recently suggested that he get his act together. He's divorced and he wants to start dating. He has 3 years sober, and I think he'd probably benefit from learning a few new skills to help with these problems at this point.
Cool.
Okay.
Good. Are you done with him when I'm done,
Yep.
or do you want me to come and chat with you afterwards?
Yeah, if you can find me, that'd be great.
Okay.
Thanks.
Cool. So it's Dave or David or?
Whatever's easiest for you.
Okay. So let me just tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do. I'm a behavioral health consultant. I'm a psychologist,
Okay.
and I work with all the doctors here, including Dr. Vilfan, who you just saw.
Okay.
And what we try to do is address all aspects of your health and well-being, so that includes your physical health, but also emotional health, how you're adapting to life challenges, stresses, transitions, that type of stuff. And so if any of those things come up during a visit, which they do very often, the doctor can text me, have me come in,
Oh, okay.
just like we're doing today. We're going to chat for 15 or 20 minutes. I'm going to try to get a clear picture of what's going on in your life situation right now, and then together with you try to come up with a plan.
Okay.
So sometimes that means people want to come back because they think they might be able to build some positive momentum if we meet a few times. Other times people kind of get what they came for, they know what they need to do in their life, and they're done.
That'd
And
be
they go
nice.
out and they go out and do it.
Nice.
We'll kind of figure that out at the end when we're done talking today. And then I'll meet with Dr. Vilfan, as you heard,
Okay.
and kind of brief her on what we've talked about. So she's told me a couple things. You're having trouble with anxiety, spending a lot of time kind of by yourself. When did the problems with anxiety start?
You know, I would say it's been a while, but it's been increasing over the past, I'd say, year. I just feel like in a rut. Like I don't know, I just have no confidence. I just feel like I can't get things done. I have things I know I want to do, but I don't know. I'm just stuck, and I worry a lot, and I don't know. It's affecting my work. It's affecting my friends. I don't know.
Okay.
Stuff.
So it's been kind of getting worse over time, it sounds like,
Yeah.
especially over the last year.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say over the last year.
Okay. And you mentioned that it's affecting your work, so what's going on there?
It just I feel like I should be doing more work, or I mean, I'm pretty much at a dead end job that doesn't require a lot. I mean, I'm trained as a chef, and I'm not doing anything related to cooking.
What do you do?
I'm just a stocker, and at stock shelves and stuff, and it just is difficult because again, I would love to cook, but I just worry about things that will come up, and every time I go to do something, I just get freaked out that something's not going to go the way I want it to go.
Okay.
And my boss is getting on me about it because I'm not doing well at work. Says I'm lazy, but
Okay.
yeah.
And you're also living in a sober house? Clean
Yeah.
sober?
Yeah,
So you've been
3
sober?
years. 3
Okay.
years, yeah.
Congratulations.
I think that's another reason probably why my anxiety is a little bit up, is because usually when we get anxious or worried, I just drink. And don't do that now. I'm comfortable with that, but I don't have that outlet.
Yeah. And so you're not drinking now and
Mhm.
kind of doing okay with the sobriety
I
part?
feel pretty good about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have connections at your clean and sober house?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going well.
Okay.
I'm happy with that.
And you said you were also having some trouble with friends. It was kind of affecting
You know,
life?
it's more, I would like to meet someone. I would like to date, as the doctor was saying, and my friends are kind of encouraging and I should do that, but I just get weird when I'm around people. I just get very anxious and worried, and it prevents me from kind of going out. So I just stay at home, so my friends get mad at me, and then they stop inviting me places, and now I'm even more alone. And,
Okay.
yeah,
So it kind of dovetails down.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It
Trying to
really does.
stay by yourself kind of actually makes you feel like you're withdrawing and failing even more.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And do you have things that you do that help with kind of restore sense of balance? For fun or relaxing or help with your anxiety?
It's been a change over this 3 years because it used to be alcohol. So cooking is something that
Okay.
I love to do, but I haven't even been doing that lately. Just even at home. Because every time I go to cook, I'm just like, you're a failure. Like, you should be doing this for a job. And
Okay.
that's not even fun anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
And any exercise? Do you have things that you do to kind of let off steam physically?
Since I stock shelves, I'm walking at work a lot, but there hasn't been too much kind of outside exercise or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you used to? Or?
I did.
Okay.
I used to like running and playing sports, but
When did that all stop?
I mean, that's been, when I say I used to, this has been
Before you started drinking or something?
before I started drinking. I would say even before my divorce. It
Okay.
really, well, around my divorce, it really stopped.
And that was how long ago?
About 9 years.
Okay.
So it's been off and on
Okay.
as far as
Do you have
exercise.
kids?
I do. I have 3 kids, but I don't get to see them a lot because they're with my wife, or my ex-wife, and that's another thing that I feel worthless about as far as I don't get to see my kids and I worry about them. And again, that's another thing I feel like, oh, you're just a failure. And
Okay. So busy mind.
very much so.
Okay.
I wish I could stop it.
Yeah.
I wish I could stop it.
Yeah. You don't have on-off switches, unfortunately.
Unfortunately not.
Yeah.
No.
So any issues with sleeping or your diet or anything like that? Is that pretty?
Sleep is sometimes tough because my thoughts just go and I worry. But I would say I still get, it might take me a little while to fall asleep, I still get probably at least 7 hours a night, so it's not too bad. Appetite, I eat probably twice a day. That's okay.
Okay, so no big changes.
No, I
Okay.
wouldn't say anything.
And are you a smoker?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. I gave that up with drinking.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, that's 2 big changes to your health.
I
that
guess.
Probably going to help you live a lot longer.
Yeah.
In a spiritual life?
I go to AA, and I don't necessarily believe in the higher power. I do believe there's a higher power, but sometimes the AA stuff just gets a little too much. But I do enjoy that, and I do think there's a higher power, and
Okay.
so yeah.
You have a sponsor or anything? in
I
AA?
do have a sponsor
Okay.
that I've been very close with and been a great support.
Okay. So you have a go-to person if it's about drinking, but other than that, you're kind of
Yeah.
on an island a little bit about your own.
And he's even been hard on me, I think, a little bit about having to get out and stuff. And again, I want to.
Okay.
Sounds great, but
Something,
it
the
just
curtain drops.
it just does.
Okay.
It just does.
And you said you worried a lot about kind of what? What do you worry?
I mean,
when you're going to do something, what goes through your mind?
Am I going to make a fool of myself? Is this just is this going to work? I don't know. I was with my wife for so long before our divorce. She was pretty much the only one I was with, and now I just have this, I don't know, this thought that no one's gonna like me, or I'm gonna say stupid remarks or something. It's just whatever it is isn't gonna go well. That's
Okay.
just what comes up in my mind. It tells me numerous different things that kind of is gonna come up.
Okay.
Or,
So you have this drive to kind of do things that you would mean something to you in your life.
mm-hmm. It's there.
Like what those things, tell me a little bit about what those things would be. If I could do these things, it would tell me I was living life the way I wanted to live. What would it look like?
I think one would be I would be socializing more, like just even going out with my friends. Maybe not to a bar, but maybe somewhere to play pool or just hang out or
Okay.
do something. And again, potentially meet someone. That would be great. I feel like if I would meet someone, I want to date.
Okay.
That would be.
So it sounds like being connected socially, kind of having a social world
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
is pretty important.
It definitely is.
Okay.
It definitely is.
Okay. Important enough that you get anxious about failing at it.
I guess that's a really good point, a way to get it, because
If you
It
didn't
is.
care, you wouldn't be anxious.
exactly. That's
Right.
yeah.
So your anxiety is kind of just a reflection of your that this is something that really matters to me and it's important to me. It's part of my drive.
You know, I never thought of it that way, but yeah, I think that's exactly why a lot of that anxiety is there.
And what else, in a life that you could live where anything was possible,
I would
what
definitely
would you do?
be a cook. I don't know if I would
Okay.
be, or not a cook, a chef. I think I would, I don't know if I'd own my own restaurant. I don't know if I'm that ambitious about it, but I would definitely be doing that.
Okay.
I think that
Instead
would
of
be,
stocking shelves?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's almost like every day you go to work you're living the opposite of your belief.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay.
If I, yeah.
And it's not like it's beyond your reach to become a chef because you've had some training, right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't know, I mean, I think I'm good.
It's more like you could fail at being a chef, too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And you could put it all out there and people could say your whole menu sucks canal water,
That would be hard.
and that would be hard.
That would, and that scares me. That's some of the
Yeah.
things that my mind tells me is that
No,
your
for
food
sure.
sucks. It's not. No one's gonna like it.
Right? And it's possible.
Yeah, I know. And that's the problem.
Right.
That is
That's the
fun.
problem.
I
Anything-
can't control that. I can't-
Anything you can imagine when you're doing something that matters, that would result in failure, is theoretically possible.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what scares the heck out of me.
Yeah. So the question is, I guess, if you were looking for fuel here, right, to kind of push through the recognition that you could fail, right?
Yeah,
And actually, when I think about most things in life that matter to us, they are the things that we can fail at. That's what makes them valuable,
Yeah.
because you have to kind of go out and get it, and in a way you're testing yourself and you're testing your willingness to be exposed, to be vulnerable.
Yeah,
And, the alternative is to roll up the sidewalks and go back into your apartment. And then basically sort of say, well, what kind of life is that?
it's not a good one. I'll tell you that much.
Well, it's anxiety.
Yeah,
That's what anxiety is.
yeah,
And this is what matters to me over here, and this is what I'm doing. And anxiety fills in the difference.
yeah, yeah.
So it's getting your attention.
No doubt.
Okay.
It has been.
I mean, if we put out the idea that I could fail miserably at any of these things as a given, it's not that I am, but I could.
Yeah,
I could get invested in a relationship and the person could blow me off.
yeah,
I could try to make a friendship with somebody who thinks I'm kind of boring or whatever. Right? If we just said that's on the table, right,
Mhm.
and you're at a crossroads, so to speak.
Mhm.
One turn, the left-hand turn is, okay, to avoid the possible pain of that, I take my soccer ball and I go home,
Mhm. Okay.
right? And it's a different kind of pain that you get when you do that. It's something you did yourself, so it's kind of familiar, it's predictable,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's anxiety.
Yeah,
Over here, the right-hand turn is I'm going into the land of sort of uncertainty, where I could also succeed, right?
Mhm.
And that's a little different, right? Because I can't do it by half measure, right? I have to kind of be all in with it, or then it increases my chance of failing if I'm not all in with it. So if I'm kind of hedging, then what'll happen is I'll put half my effort in.
Mhm.
Maybe like what you're doing at your job or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, so it's kind of I'm sort of doing it, but I'm not really doing it,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
So even, it can feel, anxiety can kind of show up with that too, because it's sort of like I'm not all in.
yeah, it does. Yeah.
Or, if you go down this road, you just say, I'm all in, and let's let the cards fall where they might. And I'm willing to experience loss, disappointment. In other words, I'm willing to trade my anxiety, my chronic anxiety, for the possibility of joy, success, loss, disappointment. The full range of things that can happen to you when you're out there playing.
Yeah. Because I think that's where I'm at right now is, again, like you said, like a crossroads. And I think I have been just kind of half in, half not, and then sometimes not in at all. And it's not doing anything. It's just getting me further away, and I have more anxiety. And yeah.
Well, let's say that coming in here today was the beginning of a right-hand turn. Like, I'm kind of sick of this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'm sick of it enough to tell somebody else that I'm sick of it.
This is a, yeah.
I'm sick of this result,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so the neat thing about roads like this is you get to do this over and over again, hour by hour, right? If you kind of look at your day, every day, you are making these choices about which road am I going to take. Can I shrink back, or do I project myself into what I want to be about,
Yeah.
right? And the neat thing about that is we don't have to do something heroic to show yourself that you're moving this way, because you're going to have to choose that over and over again. And so it could be little things
Yeah.
that when you do them, they sort of tell you that this is consistent with me living the kind of life I want to be living, even if it's a small step. In tracking?
Absolutely.
So if we took that approach and you were thinking about your life right now, just daily existence, can you think of something that you do that kind of represents a choice point like that? Just in your daily routine, where you could consciously say, I'm going to go right instead of left. And by doing so, I'm starting to turn my life back in the direction of that, moving in the direction I want to be living in.
You know, it's funny you asked that question, and this has popped in my mind. You know, I avoid like checking like Facebook because I don't want to see what other people are doing or what my friends are doing, because it just makes me
Anxious.
anxious.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be something.
They're doing this and I'm not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, that I think is a kind of small thing. Maybe just checking Facebook,
Showing up.
and then maybe even sending a message to a friend.
Hey, I'd like to do that too, or,
Yeah, what's going on? Or
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if you did something like that, would that tell you you were starting to,
I haven't done that in I don't know how long.
Okay.
Or, yeah, I think that definitely
Okay.
would do that.
so you might not have to do it hours on end,
Yeah.
right? But maybe just putting your toe in the water and saying, you know, this is the beginning of something different.
Yeah, I think I could do that.
Would that tell you you were doing something different?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So like on a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is not confident,
Mm-hmm.
this, I'm not gonna do this. I
Right.
can't wait to get out of here. I ain't coming back, right?
At the beginning, that was
It was in your mind.
yeah, that was
10 is, this is as good as done. You know, how likely is it, do you think you're gonna do the Facebook thing?
Well, like you said, you got to go all in. So I'm gonna say 10. I'm
Okay.
gonna say
It's good as done.
yeah.
And you can pick how many times, when, how long you want to expose yourself, that's all. You can fiddle with the dials,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah.
And then another 0 to 10 scale, helpfulness, you know, 0 is this sucked.
Yeah.
I don't feel like this helped at all. 10 is massive, more help than I could have ever expected. Where would you put yourself?
I'm not gonna say it wasn't uncomfortable, but I would say it was very helpful. I would
Okay.
say yeah, 9
Okay.
or 10.
Okay.
I felt good.
And when you came in today, and if I asked you on a 1 to 10 scale, how serious is this problem with anxiety and avoiding things, where 1 is it's not serious at all, 10 super serious,
You know,
where would you put it?
I'd probably say like a 6, but in reality, it's higher. It's probably an 8.
Okay.
It's been bad.
And so right now, if you thought about the same scale of seriousness, how do you feel now?
I think it actually is probably what I thought, what I would have said. Now, about a 5 or 6.
Okay, so
Still-
it's come down a couple of points.
It's definitely come down.
Okay,
Yeah.
because you feel like there might be a way
There's a
through
light.
this.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think so.
when would you like to come back and let me know how the Facebook thing went?
I think the doctor wanted me to come back in maybe like 3 weeks. Would it be okay to come back in then?
Is that, do you feel like that would give you a good practice period?
I think so. I feel good about this.
Okay.
I feel,
Okay,
yeah.
so let's plan on meeting again in 3 weeks.
Okay.
And, you know, you can always come back sooner if you feel like you got sideways,
I'll do that.
right? And then I'll look forward to seeing you back.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you for having the courage to come in and share this with me and letting me enter into your world a little bit.
Yeah, I feel a lot better.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.